Jack White is one of my all-time favourite artists, and I thought it'd be fun to make a video fangirling about him, because I like talking about artists I love, and since I have a YouTube channel I can do that instead of boring people in real life. I don't expect this video to do particularly well, but that's okay because I'm making this video for me more than anything. Saying that, I probably do have a decent amount of subscribers that are Jack White fans. I counted recently and Jack White is still the artist I've made the most videos about. Also, my second most viewed video on this channel is Jack White related. So anyway, here are the top reasons why I love Jack White. One of the best things about being a Jack White fan is that you never know what he's going to do next. Is he going to do another solo album, a Raconteurs album, a Dead Weather album, produce an album, or something else entirely? And even when whatever project he's doing next gets announced, there's no way to know what it's actually going to be like, especially with his solo albums, where he can get pretty experimental, like with Boarding House Reach. My favourite artists to follow are ones that are always surprising you. Artists that just do the same thing over and over again are not that fun to follow. And also, a fairly consistent and frequent release schedule is very important. On average, Jack White releases something every 2 years, which isn't too long. But yeah, it's always fun speculating about what he's going to do next. My current prediction is that the Dead Weather are going to make a return soon, since it's been about 8 years since the last album came out, so I think it's due time. Did you know that before becoming successful with music, Jack White's main career was upholstery, which is still a big hobby of his. He also has experience in acting. He's been in films such as Cold Mountain, Coffee and Cigarettes, Walk Hard, and this isn't even touching his talents as a musician. He may mainly be known as a guitar player, but he is also an amazing drum player, and also plays as a drummer in the band The Dead Weather, and he's actually fantastic. He has a very unique kit and a unique sound. He definitely could have had a career as a drummer. He also is a producer. He produced albums such as Loretta Lynn's album Van Lear Rose, the Von Bondi's Lack of Communication, the Greenhorns' Sewed Souls, and of course all of his own albums. He also has his own record company, Third Man Records. I think you get the general idea. This man's talent knows no bounds. He is often called the Willy Wonka of rock, which is probably down to a lot of the crazy stuff he's done with the Third Man Records. Getting the world record for the fastest record, playing the first record in space, releasing various unique forms of records such as records with another record inside of it, glow-in-the-dark records, records with liquid inside, also the Lazaretto Ultra LP, which includes features such as a hologram, a hidden track on the label, and many others. Third Man Records is its own rabbit hole I could go down, but I'm just going to move on. This is probably the thing that hooked me in the first place. Specifically, I think the White Stripes music videos were where it all started for me. Michael Gondry is one of the best things that happened to the White Stripes, and I think he is one of, if not the greatest music video producer of all time. And I might do a whole separate video talking about the White Stripes music videos and Michael Gondry. Also, I think the whole thing of only using 3 colours, red, white and black, gives the White Stripes a very unique look and style, and I think it just sort of hooks you more. The music videos, the album artwork, their outfits, all of it is heightened by the limited colour scheme. Jack White also kept this concept going in his solo career by instead using blue, black and white. And Third Man Records mostly sticks to yellow, black and white. And honestly, I think it's genius branding wise. I recommend you watch Polyphonic's video about this topic if it seems interesting to you, since he explains it a lot better. One of the most fun Jack White trivia facts to tell people who aren't familiar with him is the fact that he doesn't use set lists. Both during the White Stripes career and in his own solo tours, he has never used set lists. This means that his shows are super unpredictable, both to the audience and to the actual band on stage. I think this works more effectively with the White Stripes, due to it just being Jack and Meg, and it gave Jack a lot more freedom with the shows, because Meg was always so in sync with him that he didn't have to worry too much about her messing up, and he can play songs that they hadn't even rehearsed because she was so good at matching whatever he was doing. The Raconteurs and the Dead Weather do use set lists in their shows, but even so, Jack White still manages to sneak in a good amount of improvisation. The raconteurs do a lot of jamming and often change up the arrangements of songs slightly whilst playing it live. Just watch any performance of Blue Veins to see what I mean. Obviously, in the Dead Weather performances, Jack White is a bit more restricted in terms of what improvisation he can do, but he does bust out the guitar when they do Will There Be Enough Water, which involves a lot of soloing. I'm ashamed to say that I've never actually seen Jack White live in person. I didn't really have an excuse to not see him on his last tour, but I swear whatever tour he does next, no matter who he's with, I will try and go. This is a really obvious one, but at the end of the day, it is the main reason. Throughout his whole music career, Jack White has consistently delivered quality music, starting with the White Stripes. All of their albums are great. The raconteurs are also fantastic, the Dead Weather are awesome, and the solo albums are great as well. Last year, Jack White released 2 solo albums that were fantastic, so obviously he still hasn't lost the magic, and I don't think he ever will. So yeah, those were my top 5 reasons why I love Jack White. Obviously there are many other things I could talk about, but to stop this video from being absurdly long, I wanted to restrict it to 5. Let me know in the comments why you love Jack White, and also if you want me to do more Jack White related videos. And that's all from me. See you soon.